Old Larry's got a problem. He got his horsepower, but he can't use it. These O2 trucks from the factory have what they call torque management inside the computer. It determines that the truck is trying to hurt the transmission, and it turns down the power. Well, we don't give a shit about the transmission in Larry's truck. Sorry, Larry. Uh, Larry's got a built transmission in here, and he wants to be able to floor his truck and have the power go to the rear tires. The way we're going to cure this is you have to ground out the neutral safety switch on the transmission. But you can only do it for like 10 minutes without it throwing a code and then putting the truck into a limp mode state. So what we're going to do is we've got this latching switch that allows us to open and close this switch, and we're going to mount it. It's real nice and small. We're going to mount it up here, so if Larry wants to do a burnout or accelerate quickly, he can press this button. It'll light up red or green or whatever color we picked here, and it will fool the engine into thinking that it's in neutral, and it'll give it max fuel all the time. And then once Larry's done with party mode, as long as Larry turns this off within 10 minutes of pushing it, then he won't get the check engine light. If he happens to leave it on, he'll just get a check engine light they'll have to clear. There's a kit on the market from BD Diesel, I want to say. The huge caveat to that one is whenever you turn on the module to have fun, your entire instrumentation goes away. So you don't have speedometer, tachometer, nothing. And maybe when you're doing a burnout, you don't care about any of that, but it's annoying if you're accelerating on the highway and you want to floor it, you need your instrumentation. So we didn't want to go that route. This is the wire that we're after. It's a white and black wire all the way down at the transmission, but there's no reason to run that wire all the way to the transmission because that wire runs up to the starter motor relay in the driver's side fuse block. So here we've got Larry's power distribution block opened up, and we're going to go after this white and black wire right down yonder. And we're just going to tie into it. We're not going to break the wire. We're just going to tie into it. That's the part number from the Amazon switch we're using. This is the switch itself. It's just an open and close switch. These two blue wires are the circuit that it opens and closes. And this is just power and ground. Since we're using this thing to send ground, we are going to tie our negative for the light inside the switch to our output going to the transmission. So these two wires are going to be sending ground to that black and white wire up in the power distribution block. This red wire is going to be key on voltage, and then this blue wire will be ground, and that will turn on the light only when you're sending ground to the transmission neutral safety switch, which is party mode. So you turn it off, it's not sending ground and the light's off. You turn it on, it's sending ground and the light's on. So that's party mode, that's not party mode. One thing I didn't think about is if you put it in park or neutral, it's going to illuminate that because it's backfeeding ground from that neutral safety switch. Larry doesn't care about that, but if you did, you could put a diode on the output of this going down to the fuse block. That's just adding complication to the system, and Larry doesn't care, so we're just going to leave it like this. And yes, I went back and fixed that grommet. So we're going to give this a second shot. So Larry's got this adrenaline from Quadzilla on here, and if you need to check your fuses, well, you got to unvelcro this thing and get it out of the way, and then now the Velcro doesn't work, and it's just flopping around the engine bay. Let's see if we can't make that look a little nicer. Well, this is our print file that we made for Larry's truck. Let's see if it fits. Hallelujah. I mean, it's hard to show one-handed, but it doesn't move side to side, barely any at all. I had to leave a little bit of tolerance. And then this way, doesn't move any at all either. Got a nice little gusset in there. Got a zip tie through hole there. And then this is a track for the zip tie to keep it straight. Got a nice little chamfer on our zip tie holes. She's beveled all the way around. Looks real slick. And it's got the 3 brake line coming out of the ABS module is where it mounts. And then it's got a receiver plate on the bottom that's a sandwich plate. And then we got bolts, and we'll put Loctite on them. And on the front side, I put a little dip in it so that you can access that little port on the right, which is a USB slot for, I don't know what, I guess updating or something. But yeah, really happy with how this turned out. Let's go mount it up. This is our receiver plate, and it goes underneath the 3 lines on the ABS module. Sometimes you may have to tweak the lines a little bit if somebody's been in here and bent them a little bit. Went ahead and put some blue Loctite on our flange head bolts that are down in our bores there. And we're going to assemble this thing. That's the finished install on the Quadzilla, and now Larry's fuse block is nice and accessible, so if he ever needs to open it, he doesn't have to mess with that thing again. What do you think, Larry?
Now that's mo better.
Close it. Yeah, we got any clearance on my phone.
See you later, Larry. Y'all come back now, you hear?